Wow. WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman finally admits that Tyson Fury is a close and dear friend of the WBC. Sulaiman also says that he supports Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight. He absolutely supports it. But my question is, what about Deontay Wilder? We're going to talk about all that and more. Stay tuned to this video. Smash the like button. You don't want to miss this. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We definitely working. Cash App is $BoxingEgo. We got some good stuff to talk about, people. Make sure, if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. I drop daily content. And I got to talk about this WBC interview from Mauricio Sulaiman. And the link will be in the description. This is what Sulaiman had to say. And then I'll give some more of my thoughts.
There's absolutely great hope from the world to see that undisputed fight. Tyson Fury is our champion, our pride. Anthony Joshua holds the other belts, and he has been a tremendous asset to the sport, a gentleman, great career. So to see this showdown, Fury, Joshua, would be tremendous for everyone in the sport of boxing. The WBC has no blocks right now. There is no mandatory contender. There is an issue that we are aware that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder have some sort of mediation process going on, and that's the only thing, but we don't have any details, and we're just hoping that everything gets resolved and everybody's happy and we see great fights inside the ring.
Wow. And that was from WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman. So he said the path on his side is clear for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, but then later says that the path isn't clear because he understands that Wilder and Tyson Fury and their team are involved in a legal process known as mediation and arbitration, which could ultimately end in a lawsuit if an arbitrator, rules and says Tyson Fury must fight, or he's contracted to fight, and then they have to basically go through the literature of the contract and interpret it. But he's saying that Joshua versus Fury would be a great event for the sport. Listen, I told you I'm doing the hashtag Tyson Fury blackout. If he fights anybody, including Joshua, if he fights anybody beyond Deontay Wilder next, that's all I want to see. Tyson Fury has been accused of cheating. We're not going to get past this. We're not going to, graze over it and skim past this and act as if none of this stuff is existing. You guys can, but on my channel, we're going to use my brand and we're going to stand for something. I firmly believe that. I feel the WBC overall in boxing has overstayed their welcome. They're making Black Lives Matter belts for Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, which was a fun, entertaining event, but didn't really need a belt. It ended in a draw. So, I think they gave both of them a belt. They're just doing it to try to be a part of the event, and they really don't have nothing to do with it. Then they're creating their own new weight class like Bridger weight. Shout out to the little kid that saved his sister from the dog attack, Bridger, but nobody asked for that. You got Tyson Fury, who's being accused of cheating. The WBC did not back, Deontay Wilder at all, and didn't investigate none of the claims within a day, they came out and publicly stated that basically y'all hating if you're trying to take away from Tyson Fury's greatness by saying something happened. You know, I was present in the locker rooms and the commission was present. Nothing happened, right? But then later on, another fight, Oshaki Foster, there was a fighter from Mexico, Mickey Roman, and long story short, the black fighter, another black fighter, African-American fighter, Oshaki Foster, his non-black trainer, Bobby Benton, found gloves that weren't padded from the rival he was getting ready to face. This was on the debut of, I think it's called Ring City on NBC Sports. And long story short, the gloves were found to be manipulated and tampered. And old media, the WBC, and other people are still acting oblivious as if the commission catches everything, which is clearly not the case, because Floyd Mayweather caught Maidana with some gloves that couldn't be worn, and ultimately that was what was decided, that these gloves weren't ready for competition, and Maidana was not allowed to wear the first pair of gloves with the Argentina flag that he intended. Floyd put his hands, he said, "Oh, hell no. You motherfucker ain't got no patent. I fought thousands of times. He ain't wearing these," right? That was Floyd that caught it. Brother Nassim caught the Paris of Plaster Margarito wrap, right? Bobby Benton, Oshaki Foster's team, caught the Mickey Roman, the Cleto Reyes glove that was cooked. But yet and still, the WBC, they're moseying right along. And like you guys see in the title, what's even more shocking is in this article, and they previously put this out in a separate article, Mauricio Sulaiman kind of double backed and all of a sudden started to support Deontay Wilder, even though from the beginning of this, he looked like he picked his side and publicly didn't really support anything that was coming from Wilder, right? Sulaiman said that Wilder is a tremendous and important element, and he's been extremely loyal. These are the quotes. You guys can see them. They put more of the quotes in this article as well, you know. So these are the quotes he said. Wilder was a champion for 5 years, yada yada yada. He's been extremely loyal. His knockout percentage is unbelievable. He says he's a very dear friend and a champion, and he deserves, of course, another opportunity. That's what he says. So tell me that you believe he's a very dear friend and champion and he deserves an opportunity when Sulaiman in this article is saying that a Wilder fight basically should be bypassed. It says Tyson Fury could pursue undisputed world title clash with Joshua, says WBC president. Like, so how do you fully support Wilder if you're saying that the road is clear on your end for them to make this fight? You know, like I said, the WBC, I could give you more proof, and I'll show you that. You guys clicked on the title. You guys have been great. Smash the like button. They're showing their hand, and they're showing who their allegiance is to. So when Mauricio Sulaiman, I guess you could say, publicly did this Sky Sports interview where he backed Wilder and said Wilder deserves another opportunity, a fan got angry, right? And hit Mauricio Sulaiman up on Twitter. And this is all public. This is not like some secret leaked email or something. And the angry fan, Juan Sanchez, this is what he put. You guys should see it on the screen. Shout out to my boy Ari. Ari says, Fury is a cheater. You should mandate the trilogy like you mandated the rematch. Wilder deserves his third fight. But the angry fan, this is what they said. We'll click on it. Right? Hold on, let me pause this. It says, Mauricio, what you said about Deontay Wilder the other day was a joke. How about you defend your champ and talk about what a load of ish, calling Fury a cheat, etc. Right? So, new media, we on the case. This was 9:02 a.m., November 28th. an angry fan, didn't like Wilder's accusations. He says, Mauricio, what you said about Deontay the other day is a joke. How about you defend your champ, meaning Tyson Fury, and talk about Wilder calling Fury a cheat, which, still hasn't been unproven, if you will. And Mauricio Sulaiman, this is his response. This is his response. Whoop. Mauricio Sulaiman says, I'm sorry to misunderstood my message. I'm just reading it as it is. I'm sorry to misunderstood my message. Fury is very close to the WBC and my personal friend. Fury is our proud champion and has absolute support from the WBC. The WBC is cooked, bro. So one random fan who has nothing to do with boxing per se, you know what I'm saying, is not like, another commission or an important trainer or something like that, criticizes Wilder for his accusations, which still haven't been disproven, and says, Mauricio Sulaiman, you supporting Wilder, the African-American fighter, that's a joke. And this is Sulaiman's response. I'm sorry. He apologized. I'm sorry that you misunderstood my message, basically. Tyson Fury is very close to the WBC and my personal friend. Fury is our proud champion and has absolute support from the WBC. So I think the WBC, they said whatever about Wilder, but we see what it really is, Fury's been a champion for a couple months since February. Wilder was a champion with 10 title defenses for several years in a row. And you see that, in my opinion, WBC is just putting out stuff, to act like they support Wilder publicly to make it look balanced. But you really see, how come when some random fan criticizes the WBC for supporting Wilder, they have to make it clear that Fury is our champion and a personal friend, and he's very close and near and dear to us. And in true fashion, the guy says, how about you talk about and defend your champion, Tyson Fury? And this was November 28th. And boom, he does do that. And this also comes out days later. Tyson Fury could pursue undisputed world title clash with Joshua, says WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman. Man, this is a bad look. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Sulaiman, he's throwing out little stuff, but it seems disingenuous to me. The other thing that doesn't make sense is he says in the interview that he's aware that Tyson Fury and Wilder are going through a mediation process, if you will, and he's still putting out information as if Joshua Fury could happen and how great of a fight it is. But you just said you don't have all the details, but you are aware that there's a current pending legal mediation arbitration process that is going on right now between Wilder and Fury. Why even put out something about another fight? Furthermore, Tyson Fury was supposed to fight December 5th, canceled that, said he won't be back till 2021. And beyond that, furthermore, Joshua already has a fight in December against Kubrat Pulev, his mandatory. So isn't it a bit premature to talk about Joshua Fury and try to keep this ball rolling or keep this momentum going for a fight that if Wilder knocks Fury deep out, we wouldn't even get, most likely, because Wilder will be a champion again? So Mauricio Sulaiman is inadvertently telling on himself. He's telling on himself. He's acting like he supports Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God. But we know it's fake love. Because again, when a fan gets mad at you, you have to let it be known that you fully support Tyson Fury. Listen to the words and the verbiage. He's a personal friend. He's close to us. So he's close to you, like as if we couldn't tell by your actions and behavior. You didn't support Wilder. You didn't investigate on behalf of Wilder. And then now you have to say he's our proud champion and he's the pride of this. And I'm so happy for him. Like, just listen to what's being said. Just listen to what's being said. And this is Mauricio Sulaiman, as you see by evident by the check mark. This is verified page. Verified page. And he has to let it be known and place his flag in the ground that, hey, you misunderstood me. Hey, this guy Wilder, basically this is a misunderstanding. We really support Tyson Fury. I mean, you interpret it. I'm sorry that you misunderstood my message. Fury is very close to the WBC and my personal friend. Fury is our proud champion and has absolute support from the WBC. So they were eager to clear up any miscommunication or misunderstanding. But then when Wilder, people suspect, we'll say, that Tyson Fury had a glove that's unexplainable with his lead hand and that Tyson Fury possibly cheated. We'll just say that. Possibly cheated. You weren't quick to clarify or dive into the investigation. And I just think it's overall poor form with this currently going on with, Glovegate and people feeling Tyson Fury manipulated his glove, tampered his glove, packed it down, whatever, all illegal stuff. And you're placing your flag in the ground saying, hey, no, don't get it mistaken. We fully support him. But when it came to Wilder, Tyson Fury was immediately backed. It said WBC backs Tyson Fury. Look, I made a video. Boom. You never know. Boom. Your boy Ego. And I made a video about it. WBC denies Deontay Wilder, backs Tyson Fury without investigation. And that's the beauty of what I do. It's all here. The breadcrumbs are right here, like Hansel and Gretel. We'll always find our way back. This was July 1st. If you don't believe me, per usual, I cite my sources. So you guys could click the link in the description to get to the original article. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman, Tyson Fury's denial of glove tampering received support from WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. So all you guys have to do as fans is look at what's being said. He said, and I quote, "It's ridiculous," Sulaiman told Sky Sports, "difficult to understand," meaning how could anyone accuse a guy who's been found to cheat in previous situations of cheating again? This is mind-boggling, right? He said it's very sad because to take something away from a huge victory and one of the greatest nights of the sport, which it wasn't one of the greatest nights in the sport, and to try to put a blemish on that event is so irresponsible. It's stupid. It's so stupid, and it should not be given any consideration. Oh, what a difference, a couple months make. So when it came to Wilder, you have an obligation, whether you believe it or not, you have an obligation to seek the truth. You have an obligation to investigate it. Like, okay, when I was a manager at Lowe's, if there's a young lady, a woman who was accusing another coworker of sexual harassment, I can't just say, nah, Johnny wouldn't do that. I know Johnny. I've known Johnny. He's been at this company longer than you. And then just not investigate it. Of course, I would lose my job. I would lose my job by not investigating. And the worst part about it is using that analogy. What if there was a young lady who told me about this Johnny character and I didn't investigate the sexual harassment and he ends up killing her or he ends up stalking her and something like that worse happens. And this could have all been prevented had I done investigation and found out her claims were true and this man was, some obsessed stalker and it escalated, and that's what we're hoping to look. We just want the truth, with this Wilder situation before it escalates. We're in a combat sport. And at the end of the day, this is people's lives and livelihood. And these guys have families, these guys and girls who fight and lace them up. We just want a clean sport. But it's crazy that Sulaiman, like I said, he's overstayed his welcome. He denied an investigation and says it's ridiculous and stupid, as I've illustrated several times in my videos. I showed you the proof, but he made sure it was clear that it was a misunderstanding, that basically he don't really support Wilder like that. If you read between the lines, he said Fury is our very close and dear personal friend, and he's our proud champion. And after being criticized, days later, he says Fury can fight Joshua. Amazing. Amazing how that works. Smash the like button. Y'all cooked.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.